This is awesome. I found a new mic. It's my fiance's, but I think it works way better than the other one that he had. Might be broken, but that's okay. I think I'll make my YouTube video in my Bug. I haven't driven this girl in a long time. She's really rusted, very beat up, but that's okay. Along this side, it's also pretty rusted, but that's okay. And you look in the back seats. So let me just come and sit in here. This is pretty cool. You get to see my driving skills. Just kidding, the battery's dead, so I can't drive it right now. Anyways, I have a cup holder. I have winded windows by hand. Oh, there's Gray. Hi, Gray. But yeah, you can see like in this hole when I'm driving, you can see the wheels, which is pretty funny. And then I have this wheel lock. I don't know why it's not been on here, but I guess it's dead anyways, so no one can try to steal it. But I'll just have a little chat in here in the meantime. Me and my mom are about to go to pickleball, play some. But I thought I just want to have a little conversation with everyone and just open up a little bit about how things have been recently. I've obviously been in a lot of ups and downs these past few months, and just thinking about it, I know that me and my fiance have also gone through a lot of stuff together, a lot of trials that God has put us through. And I know that He put us through these things for a reason, to test our faith, to test our relationship, testing our ability of remaining faithful to one another, even with all these temptations in the world, with all these, deceptions about relationships and how they should be like. And so throughout this time of us being together, I've noticed such a huge impact in our life whenever we choose to just focus on ourselves and Jesus, which brings us together even more. Because sometimes what happens is when we're together for too long, we lose sight, we lose focus of our goals and our aspirations. And I truly believe when we're together, when we're one flesh, finally married, it'll be a lot different because our marriage is going to be blessed and all our belongings will be one. Right now we're still living in separate houses, but we occasionally go to one another's homes to spend time together and whatnot. But right now it's having those moments for ourselves is what we're finding so important to just give us clarity on our vision for life, because it can become very clouded when you're not really doing anything and you're kind of just spending time together and not really working towards something that is for your future. For an example, I could say one of the things that me and my fiance are guilty of is being somewhat lazy around doing the work that we have to do while we're together, because sometimes we distract each other with wanting to go out or wanting to just spend time with one another. But it's making that sacrifice to actually focus on our aspirations and our goals in Jesus is what then brings us back together to tell one another about what we've been doing. And so what I can say is that we've been distracted. What I'm realizing is in these few days that we've been apart from one another, I've seen how much we've both been lit up, especially him. He's kind of gotten more on track. He feels like he is in this groove, in this nice routine. There's a part of him where I can see he's like, I don't want to lose this. I want to hold on to this routine because it's been helping him improve in his business and in his mindset. And so the thought of him coming back here into my house and us being together, it's kind of like, whoa, well, are we going to lose all of this momentum just because we're together? And so what I could say about it is, even though we are together and sometimes we may, become lazy and not do these things that we're telling each other to do, what we both value is still spending time with one another, but at the end of the day. And so if he were to come back here, the one thing that we mainly had to focus on is prioritizing our time on work, focus, like deep work, not being distracted by other things around us, but being focused on the main priority things. Once we do those things, we can come together and tell each other at the end of the day. And then it feels more rewarding. It feels like more fruitful when we are with each other, rather than we feel like we're losing time doing other things. Because when you have a loved one around, all you want to do is be with them. I was just talking to a friend recently, and she was explaining the same thing about how when she's with her boyfriend, she kind of feels like she wants to go back to her solitude. She wants to have that time alone so she can focus on herself and regain her, original kind of ways of doing things, her original thinking, whatever it was. And I was trying to explain to her, that's kind of how I've been feeling recently too, because now that my fiance has gone back to his home, I'm now feeling like, whoa, all of these thoughts are coming back to me, all these routines that I know I should be doing. Now I'm finally realizing, well, I should have been doing this when he was here. But why am I not doing it? And the main reason why I wasn't is because, like I said, wanting to be around them 24/7. So it's having discipline and isolating yourself for a good portion of the day. I'm not saying all day, to just do deep work. And you both have a mutual understanding that you need to take time separate from one another. Not saying that you should separate yourselves from one another all the time, because you need time together, but just having those moments just so you can get focused and build momentum as an individual and growing with Jesus, and then coming back together, reuniting one another in your love and appreciation. To anybody who may be feeling that same type of way, just know that you're not alone, and this is confirmation to you to just realize, okay, maybe it's just having that discipline, putting up a boundary between one another. So I hope this helps, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or any other experiences around this subject. I'd love to hear more. Love you guys. Bye.